Oh, well, Miss Thea said, and yep, you damn right. Listen, baby, like you know better than that. Now you know that you are beautiful. Look, if you don't love you by the time I finish, I'm gonna make you love you. I'm gonna make you love yourself because God damn it. And people thought that they can count me out. Baby, I am infinity and beyond. Like I am Buzz Lightyear in this bitch, okay? Just like those little things at the car dealerships that they fall and they come right back up. They fall and they come right. Baby, you can bend a bad bitch, but you can never break a bad bitch because we are built different and we are unbreakable. We are cut from a different cloth. We are not made like everybody else.
Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I am so awesome now that I'm talking to you. I cannot tell you how excited I have been about this interview. So I'm going to tell whoever doesn't know who you are, to me, you are an Instagram and social media phenomenon.
Thank you.
You have brought so much positivity and light. I feel honored to actually be able to speak to you because there's so many motivational videos and there's so many things out there about let's stay positive, live in the moment, and all of that. There's a space for that. But you bring this energy, this light, this love, this positivity, and you are pimping positivity, right?
Yes.
What happened? So first of all, for those of you who don't know who you are, what do you do during the day when you're not moonlighting on social media?
I am a pre-K teacher. I'm actually a teacher at Head Start. I have been teaching for over 15 years. So yes, I love my littles. So that is what I do during the day.
I love it. And you're also a mom of three.
Yes,
So
I have 3 kids.
3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl.
Yes.
And so I don't know if your kids are like mine. First they called me a boomer and then they're like, oh, you can't do that. Like it's all in fun play because if they called me a boomer to be disrespectful, you know what would happen, right? But anyway, I'm just kidding. But they kind of like helped me with the social media and when I was first starting in like many years ago. And it's great that they can teach us because a lot of times we always say as parents, oh, we're teaching them. So what do your kids think about the fact that you are burning up Instagram?
My son is still not used. Like when people recognize me, he's like, oh my God, mom.
Yeah. So is he almost like embarrassed by it? Or obviously, I don't care what you say, even if they're proud of mama.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
proud of you. But I think, especially as boys, and I told you I have all boys, they might be a little bit shy that people recognize you and make a big stink like me. Like if I saw you on the streets, I'd be like, ah, and I'd run up to you. Can I give you a hug? Like, do you get that kind of welcome from everybody?
Yes. I do. And I don't mind it at all because I am a hugger. Like I'll be like,
You're like, bring it in, give me some love.
yes. So I am a hugger. So I'm just like, yes, come on.
Oh, I love it. And so they support you. Did they help you with social media in the beginning, or did you figure it out all by yourself?
I figured it out on my own, just like trial and error. Because at first, like this wasn't anything that anybody knew that I was doing.
Oh, you did it secretly and then you became famous. And excuse me, weren't you on the Jennifer Hudson show?
Gosh, yes.
What?
It's still unreal. It's still unreal. Like it's still like, okay, I was really on there. Like I was.
You're like, that was me.
Yes.
And
And
okay,
who knew?
how did that come about? Tell me a little bit about how that came about. She
So
found you, producers found you.
yes,
What happened?
the producers did, and it was so ironic because like 2 to 3 weeks prior, And this is why it's important to speak stuff into existence, to speak life into yourself. I was talking to my manager and I was like, it would be so cool if like I was on a like talk show, like you know, the like Jennifer Hudson show. And right, like I literally said, I want to be on the Jennifer Hudson show.
So you manifested it.
That's why it's important to say stuff out loud.
I love that. And just like how the beeping is out loud, I'm all about being authentic and true. And the thing is, too, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, if you like, I'm all about having rock star confidence. And I think you are a rock star through and through. I don't care what kind of music you listen to. I look at you and you are the epitome of confidence. You love yourself. You love your humor. You love, you know, the bumps and the bruises and the obstacles along the way. As we've all, as human beings, we encounter bumps and bruises and obstacles. And I had asked you prior to filming, I said, you know, going through your entire Instagram, I came across a video where you were very authentic. And, you know, it brought tears to my eyes because I thought, here's this amazing woman who is not only pimping positivity, but she is making people feel so alive and so good inside. And she's talking about something that's really real. And so many times you look on Instagram, I'm like, fake, fake, fake. And even though, you know, you might write some of your stuff, you talked about something which I call your amazing, see, I can't even talk, your amazing uniqueness. And when I saw that video, it made me love you even more because nobody
so many
is
people
talking,
had that same reaction.
but nobody's talking about the tough stuff. So, you know, the name of our podcast, I Am Unbreakable. Well, our tagline is the struggle is part of the story. And
Yeah.
so through struggle comes growth. So can you tell us what one of your biggest struggles were, or even maybe the video that I'm referring to? Can you chat about that for a sec?
Yes, it's me and my stutter. I have always stuttered since I was 3 years old. I had speech therapy since I was in first grade. I got teased about it so much at school, at home, family members, friend, like I would get teased all the time. So I was extremely self-conscious
Were you?
about,
I was going to ask you
oh my
because
gosh, yes. Oh my gosh.
when you were younger, you were, because kids are not nice sometimes. I'm shocked that your family would, but maybe they think it's like a fun way to kind of put some like funny behind whatever, because you probably come from a family that has a little bit of humor. I mean, I know even in my family, if you can imagine, with 5 boys, it's constant bodily functions and funny, right? And so maybe they thought it was funny. I don't think they meant it to be hurtful, but was it hurtful for you? And I mean,
It
obviously,
was
if it was bullying.
because I already felt bad about it, so much so that I didn't want to talk for quite some time. And if somebody would have told me that I would be doing this, I'd have been like, no, because listen to how I talk. But I grew to love it. And it was something I was so self-conscious about, but I was like, this is part of who I am. This is part of me. And it doesn't matter how I speak, I want my voice to be heard because this is me. So I want everybody to love me for who I am.
Well, we do. I'm going to tell you, we love you so much. I cannot even tell you how much we love you. But how interesting that you, and I'm just going to say, I think we have a lot of the same story because growing up, I was the one who used to skip during speeches because I was too shy. I didn't think I was good enough. I was strong enough. I was always told, you're not that smart. You'll never amount to anything. And you start to believe these things like when you're little coming at you. But don't they always say too, that the thing that you're most afraid of is the thing you want the most?
Yes. Yes, it is. And once I got older, I realized that this is what I wanted to do. Like I've always wanted to help people, always, for as long as I can remember. Like that was just me. I was very loving. I was very helpful. I'm a people, I guess, person. Like I just
Yeah.
I love to be around people. I
You're
love
a
to help
healer. I look at you as a
people.
healer. You are a healer. I'm telling you. But anyways, go on. Yeah, so you've always been that
I
person
didn't
that
get a
everybody
lot of
can come to you, right? Oh, sorry, I think we had a delay. I didn't mean to interrupt, but you've always been that healer or somebody people would always come to and gravitate towards. And you probably love that because you love people.
I did. And the whole reason why I did this is because I didn't get a whole lot of healing growing up. So I started this because I wanted to be for somebody what nobody was for me. So that was my whole purpose, because I was like, somebody is feeling the same way I am. So if I can help one person feel better about themselves, if I can help one person love themselves more, that's all I want. That's all I want. And I say it all the time. I don't do this for views. I don't do it for likes. I don't do it for followers, because I don't have followers. I have friends. So, I mean, I do it because I genuinely want people to feel better about themselves. Like, I genuinely want you to know that you are everything, and everything is you, honey, and you can do anything that you set your mind to.
Oh, I love it.
Anything.
But that's why you do as well as you do. I don't know if you know who Gary Vee is, but he always talks about just being your true authentic self and your growth and social and whatever. Like if you decide to make a speaking career out of this, which I hope you do, because I already told you you're coming to one of my events, and any
That
events
is my goal. That is my goal.
that I have, you are coming, because not only do you have this amazing persona, this amazing energy, the funniness, but you've got a story that started from essentially pain, and you turned your pain into purpose.
I did.
And you sure did. And I so take my hat off to you, because, and even, in a lot of stories that you hear, people could have gone this way or that way, but you chose the way of service to others, which is, wow, who can actually do something like that and be as good at it as you are? I know you still seem speechless. I think you're coming off the Jennifer Hudson high, which I gotta still ask you, when did you do that? That wasn't that long ago.
No, it was not. It was not that long ago at all. Like the producer saw one of my video, the put a finger down challenge. He saw it on TikTok, and he said he and his girlfriend must have watched it like 10 times.
Same. Yeah.
He was like, okay, we have to have her. Well, then he started watching everything else, and he was like, oh my God, this girl's amazing. So he set everything up, and I was like, this can't be real. So I like Googled him and everything. I was like, let me make sure. And it was. And I was like, okay. And we had a Zoom meeting, and I was like, I'm really going. Like, I'm really going. Like, I'm really going.
Unbelievable. And that's what dreams are made out of, right? I mean, you said it so many important things, even in the beginning, by saying that you just essentially wanted this, and you thought and you said it out loud. I don't know if you know the story about Jim Carrey, when I think he was homeless. He had like no money, and he wrote himself a check for $10 million, and he put it into his wallet. And exactly 1 year to the date that he had signed that check, he got paid out $10 million for the mask. And, even Jennifer Aniston, there's so many people that believe in manifestation. And so doesn't that work in the opposite way too? That when people are super mean to themselves, and you have like negative self-talk, even if you hear like the bullies outside, if you have that bully in your brain to yourself as well, I think, that also brings negativity. What do you think about that?
So this is my thing. And me teaching pre-K has taught me a lot. And I learn a lot from them. So they have this one little girl. When I tell you, she thinks that she is the most beautiful thing in the world, and she is. She's like, Miss Thea, you think I'm pretty? I'm like, yes, oh my God. And she's going to have this until somebody tells her differently. We do not grow up thinking negatively about ourselves. It's not until somebody else tells us this. Oh, baby, I had no idea that I was fat until somebody told me. I was like, oh my God, really?
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm not.
Like,
I am
I had no idea.
I am all woman, and you are not fat.
But they said it in a like negative way, and it started to make me think negatively about myself. And I didn't before. Like, I loved me and my body until somebody told me. It's things that we hear over and over again. So that's why it's important to self-talk and say it out loud, because just like you had to hear it to feel negatively about yourself, if you speak out loud, you're hearing yourself.
That is profound.
And it can change everything about you.
That is profound. And you're right, because I love the fact that you said and use the example of your little one, because we're all born innocent, and we are not sort of molded and scathed and affected. You're right, until outside influences come in and we allow that. I was doing another podcast with a gal that was a doctor, doesn't matter the education, but she said very similar, is like, you know, we are all innocent human beings until we're not. And exactly. I said, wouldn't it be interesting to take out science and take out math? I know, sorry, teachers, and start to teach confidence, start to teach self-confidence.
I do. And I do with my kid. Like, I drill it in them how awesome they are, how amazing I'm like, you can do it. You can do it, because the world will tell us that we can't. But I will tell you that you can. So there's always a little voice. Oh, well, Miss Thea said, and yep, you damn right.
Damn straight I said it.
Well, I don't care what nobody else said. Damn it, I said that you can do it. So
I love that.
I just want to be the bigger voice in people's heads. Like, I want to be that voice that they hear when they feel bad about themselves. Listen, baby, like, you know better than that. Now, you know that you are beautiful. Now go out there and be great in their face and have a good day on purpose. That like, I want them to hear me.
Exactly. Oh, they do. So I have to say one thing. So one of my kids is going through something, doesn't matter. And I said, okay, come here. You cannot not laugh to this. And I got the video where you're like, baby, come here. Do when you go to, mwah. Yes, oh my God, if I tell you.
Yes, I'm like, come here. And yes.
I love it.
Because it's like,
oh my God. And then we're scrolling through, we were crying, laughing. And I can't tell you, I've seen your videos like 100 times and I'm still watching them. Just saying.
Sometimes it's just little, some people don't get told I love you on a daily basis. Some people don't get that hugs and kisses. So even so many comments said, I kissed you back. They were like, I kissed you back.
How does that make you feel? Like,
it makes me feel amazing to know, because I know how it feels to feel like nobody wants you, like nobody loves you. I know how that feels. So I want to give people what they're missing. So that's what that video was. That was me saying, hey, look, let me give you some love. Let me give you some love.
I love that.
Sometimes we don't get that.
Well, and how sad is that? But how great is that? In one sentence, it's sort of like, how sad is that for the person that is watching and that is their only sense of connection? But how beautiful is that that you can give that to people. Like that must make you feel so full up. I don't know if you know, I'm a Tony Robbins certified life coach, and one of Tony's
Oh,
biggest teachings is about living in gratitude and serving others. And so you are, to me, you're serving others. So you must be so full of love. Like you talk about this little Alethea, and I'm thinking to myself, how does she feel today? Like, what would you say to her today? Like, have you come to terms with what has sort of happened and where you are today? Because you are in it to
I'm
win.
still like, because when people are like, oh, well, you're famous. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm still me. Like, I am Alethea. Like, I'm still this guy. Like, I'm just me. Like, I'm just me. I do this because I love people. I love people. But at the end of the day, I'm me.
Of course
And
you are. Of course you're you. But does like, so people see you in a very different light. And I think that's what makes it so much more interesting to people like me, because you're still so incredibly humble. Always,
I,
I tell everybody, I don't care. Everybody goes pee pee poo poo the same way. And
yes,
everybody's, just a human being. Yes, there's different social, financial, whatever status. None of that matters. It's what you give from here. And I think it's so unique to see somebody so humble like yourself, because I don't really think you get it yet, what you're giving to the world. And this is a time where we need that kindness. We need the love, right? And there you are, and you're giving it,
every single day. Love. Like, I am so like aggressive, because I'm like, look, if you don't love you by the time I finish, I'm gonna make you love you. I'm gonna make you love yourself, because God damn it, I'm
don't make me come for you.
right.
It's kind of like, okay, I love myself. No,
Yes.
but it's true, because there's sort of like a, how can I explain it? There's a motivation, but then there's a little bit of this fear. It's funny. Like I feel so many emotions sometimes when I'm watching your videos, aside
Like a
from
mommy thing.
the mommy thing. I know, I'm still scared of my mom. She's 87 years old and I think 105 pounds. God bless her. She looks at me like this. I'm like, I give. But there's something just so powerful about how you deliver the message that makes, I think, I think that's like, period. And they feel what they feel, because you and I could watch the same movie and I could feel joy. You might feel sadness. I can feel, scared. You could feel excited. It's what you take from it. But obviously people are reacting to you in such an authentic, positive way. And how beautiful. Hey, what are the bullies in your family saying now?
Well, actually, my family doesn't speak to me. And I am
Wow, Familia. Okay, so
I
now,
I
hey,
am
I'm
fine.
giving you a hug. Tell me if I'm doing a good pimp and positive. Hey, I'm giving you love because you are love. You give love. So you are deserving of so much love. And come here. Come here. I just gave you a big hug and kiss. They don't talk to you. I'm shocked. I'm shocked they haven't come out of the woodwork. And with, again, you can tell me, bugger off. Can I ask why?
So, I mean, they come to see what I'm doing and just to kind of, oh, okay. But my mom was one of the ones, like, she would, make fun of me on my way to school about my like stutter, and how everything was about my weight, and how I had big lip. Now, all this is on my way to school in the car. And I held it in, and I started off on TikTok. So everybody on TikTok, like, they know me, like, I talk all my business. So
I talk all my business. I gotta
yes,
get on TikTok, clearly, which I am, but I found you on
because like
Instagram. So
I want people to know me, and I don't ever want anybody to think that this is just, oh, I'm just putting on, I'm just fake. No, this is who I am. So I need you to know where I come from so that you can know why I'm the way that I am now. So I was on a live and somebody was talking about bullying, and I just started to tell my story. Little did I know that my mom and my entire family was watching also. So when I mentioned that my mom was one of my first bullies, oh,
that
she was
went over.
extremely upset because she was like, "How dare you?" But it's like, Mom, like one of the reasons that I had low self-esteem was because of y'all. It
Yeah.
was y'all did it. I mean,
You're like, this doesn't
right?
belong to me. Here you go, right?
Like
That doesn't belong to
not,
you, it belonged to them.
they did not want to be held accountable for it at all. And they just, oh, what was, well, you hurt my feelings.
You're like, okay, hold on. Can I just get 3 minutes here?
I have
It's
feelings
fine.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
so like they
Wow.
didn't speak to me because I spoke my truth.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, but I'll tell you, and I don't mean just, Instagram and TikTok friends. I mean, I think you and I are going to be besties for many, many decades to come.
Love
And
it.
I think a lot of people are going to love you to pieces. And just even sharing that piece of it is so important because I know it's not just your family that maybe will talk about weight or will talk about things that are hard for kids and especially growing up. And, but I think there's also a lot of power in sort of owning your shift is what I
Yes,
call it.
yes.
And I think they could have dealt with it in a way that, you know what, come here, baby, sit here and let mommy tell you exactly how it is. I'm sorry, maybe this happened to me, but you didn't get an apology. You didn't get even,
No,
it sounds like not
at
even
all. At
recognition.
all.
So there was no, hey, I'm sorry, I hurt you. I now see what this has done. Nothing.
No, because they felt like if they made fun of me, then I would change it. And so many families think they have that type of mentality. Well, maybe if I make fun of her, then she'll want to lose weight. No, it makes me want to go eat ice cream. That's what it makes me want to do. It
Well,
makes me want to
right.
eat even more.
Yeah, exactly. And how dare anybody speak about anybody's, like, to me, like there's parenting, priests, politics, and somebody's looks. You don't talk about stuff like that. Like, to me, it's like, I don't know, there's certain lines you don't cross. And making fun of somebody, and again, it depends on how it's done. If you use humor as therapy or for whatever, you do it in a control, like, but this is not what you're talking about. You're talking about, this was real shit. I got it at home on the way to school, then I
And
got
then
it
I
at
got it at
school.
school. It was like I can't run from this. Like,
I know, but you were here laughing about it and sharing with the world your beauty, your inner and outer beauty. How did that, how did you do that? So for people that are sitting watching this saying same, whether they're, verbally, physically, sexually abused at home, and then certain things happen at school, what was your safe space? Because I would imagine in your mind, there was no safe space because as a young person, there's home and there's school, and maybe you got an activity or got to play outside. How did you, quote unquote, survive and then still become a teacher, a mother, and this amazing human being? I'm just in awe of you. How did you do that?
well, I didn't realize until I got older that I was my best friend. Like I would sit in my room and talk to myself, and I would have conversations with me in my room by myself. And I was like, bro, I was my best friend when I was growing up. So it's like I got to know me. Like I got to know who I was because I was always having talks with me.
But that is beautiful. And, I feel like aside from confidence, which I'm going to rope you into one of the things that we're doing about rockstar confidence, so you talk about, I think this is sort of about self-love.
Yes.
So it sounded like, despite what all of you people are saying about me, to my face and behind my back, I know who I am and I love me. So is that the answer? Is love the answer?
Yes.
And positive self-talk?
Granted, it took a long time for me to get there because for the longest time I let other people's words get in my head. But one of my sayings is hashtag FTP. I don't know what I can
say,
and
yeah,
not say, but that's how I got through a lot of this. When I discovered the power of FTP, I was like,
so you got to say it now. I know what it means.
oh,
Say it.
FTP is fuck them people because it does not matter what other people think about you, it's what you think of yourself. When I realized that other people's opinions doesn't matter, it's what I think of me. So I would leave little sticky notes on my mirror every morning with like positive things like I am beautiful. I am and I said it out loud because at first I would say it in my mind and I didn't really notice any difference. Let me tell you something. I teach, so I go to work, no makeup on, just looking any kind of way because it's like, okay, I'm gonna be sweating, but I noticed that when I said it out loud, it's like I am beautiful. By the third day, I was like, I am beautiful. I am, and it's like I just because I wanted my outside to look like my inside.
Well, you are beautiful with or without makeup, but profound. And now I have to share something with you. So I am unbreakable. So being a life coach, I also have a private investigation agency, doesn't matter. But what I started with the life coaching and I would do one-on-one. The first thing I would give people is a sticky note, and maybe not quite this big, a pen and a journal.
Yes.
And, like I get the journal, I understand the pen, what's with the sticky notes. And I would say to them, so I have the goosebumps because you are the epitome of who, anyways, I would want all my clients to do, or even the people listening, is that I said, I just want you to write, I am. I want you to write on every single one of these sheets, I am. And they're like, that's a lot of sheets. I said, there's probably 150.
Exactly.
There's 150 I ams. I said, absolutely. And then what am I going to do? I said, I'll tell you next week. They come back. Okay, my friend got a callus and I got the I am. I said, write one positive thing about like, well, what do you mean? Well, just one positive thing about yourself. So exactly. And they couldn't think of something. And I'm like, really? I'm like, that's why you're going to have this with you every morning or every night. I don't care which one it was. You're going to do a mirror of all sticky notes of I am love. I am worthy. I am worthy of love. I am beautiful. I am special. I am funny. I am sexy. I don't care what you say. It makes such a difference. But also what you said, to your point, you're telling yourself, but and it's science proved, like this is like evidence and science back, that when you visually see something, it rewires your brain to actually believe what is written down. And so you rewired your brain all on your own, despite you had all the odds against you, hon.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Right?
Honey, baby, but there is not enough numbers in the world to count me out. And people thought that they can count me out. Baby, I am infinity and beyond. Like I am Buzz Lightyear in this bitch, okay? I am to infinity and beyond. That's me. Infinity and beyond.
Well, if you're Buzz Lightyear, I'm Woody, because I'm coming with you on this journey, girl. You are so beautiful. I love you. I want to hug you. I want to kiss you and tell you thank you. So I have 2 closing questions for you. So if I want to, or one of our viewers want to be pimpin' positivity, how did they do that? Give us a little short lesson.
Pimping positivity is you have to be intentional about having a good day on purpose. You have intentional, because the only person that can mess up your day is you. You are the only person that can mess that up. So you have to wake up every morning and say, I am going to have a good day. Have that in your mind. So I don't care what happens, I'm going to have a good day. So if that means not having certain people around you to have that good day, then that's what needs to happen. Because you have to be intentional about making sure that your day is good on purpose. That's where that came from. Have a good day on purpose.
On purpose. So with intent and with purpose. Now, how do they have as much energy and vivaciousness as you do when they're saying it? Give us a quick lesson. I'll put you on the spot, because I can show you, and I'm going to include in the description below all your socials.
So many people, my whole entire life was like, Alethea, you are too much. You need to tone it down. You're too much. And I have gotten to the point where if I'm too much, you go find less, because honey, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be the person that I am. Just be yourself authentically. Whatever that person is, be that, and be it out loud. Be it out loud. Do not dim your shine. Be that person out loud. And that's where you get that joy from, that, like, because I live my life out loud. I am me out loud.
I love it. And I can see the energy flowing through and it comes out so authentically. And so when somebody's talking to themselves, like they might be, I'm going to have a good day.
No.
Thumbs up. No, you got to scream it. You got to mean it. You got to feel it. Because when you talk and you're like, it's all or nothing, and you are not too loud and you are heard. So is it like it's got to come from within?
Over and over and over. And I'm like, say it again. Say it again. Say it again. I'm like,
I know, but that is beautiful. So in closing, because I could talk to you, just so you know, I'm going to be bugging you. We're going to do weekly. You're going to be my co-host. I absolutely love and adore you. So I want to ask you a question, and I want you to do one of your pimpin' positivity rants, but I didn't give you.
I'm ready.
So if I put you on the spot, I think you're going to do fabulous with it. So can you give us something with the word unbreakable in it?
Unbreakable.
Maybe I should ask you first. What does it mean to you to be unbreakable? Because I look at you and you are one unbreakable woman.
First of all, I feel like we bend, but we don't break. We bend, but we don't break. Just like those little things at the car dealerships that they fall and they come right back up. They fall and they come right. Baby, you can bend a bad bitch, but you can never break a bad bitch, because we are built different and we are unbreakable. We are cut from a different cloth. We are not made like everybody else.
You
not made like
a whole different cloth, all on its own. I love that. And I'm just laughing at, because I am picturing.
Yes, now you're seeing it in your head. People will try to put us down. They'll talk about us and we'll come right back up. We'll like go through struggles and it's like, I'm coming right back up, because you can try to take me down, but you can never keep me down, because I am unbreakable.
Now that is a t-shirt we are going to make together. We are going to make that together. The other part of it is, sadly, I have to say goodbye to you for now. And like I said, we are going to be booking. So everybody's going to be like, oh, when's she coming back on? Nobody's going to want to see me. They're only going to want to see you now, which I love, because it's all about lifting others. I think you and I have that same mission. But tell me about your clothing line, because you've got a few things and a few sayings. I know you've got your hashtag on, which I'm ordering in every color, because I love the fact that you offer every color. So how did the t-shirt thing come about? I think it's
people like literally loved my like hashtags so much that they were like, okay, I need this on a shirt. And I was like, okay.
You're like, okay, done. But I think we should do something together, and then we'll give some of the proceeds to one of the charities or something.
I am so down with that. I'm so down with
something that you're passionate about. I think we need to do that and many other things together. I love you to pieces.
Thank you. I just did a back to school drive where we raised over $2,000 to give to single moms to help buy them school supplies.
I love that. I love that. And that, again, it's you are constantly doing for others, right? You could have taken any fork in the road, right? And you chose love, and you chose happiness, you chose self-love, and you believed in yourself, which that to me is the epitome of rock star confidence.
Before we get off, I just have to say, like, I've been holding this in, but I can't hold it any longer. For all of y'all who are watching, I don't see how they can listen to anything you say, because you're so freaking gorgeous. Like, my God. Like, I'm just looking like, I'm just like,
Oh, I'm hiding.
You are beautiful. You're so,
thank you. But I feel the same way about you. And you know what? I don't even know what to say. I've never had anybody say that to me before. Oh, I love you even more than I did before. No, but how nice is that? Thank you so much. It's, you know, some of it's fake, some of it's real, some of it's whatever. But like you said, own it. But it is all about, you know, now we're never going to say goodbye. We're going to talk about when I used to go to school. So when I used to go to school, when I would go and drop my kids off, and it's just going back to something so important that you said about looking in the mirror. And looking in the mirror isn't always about external beauty, because I think you need to look in the mirror internally first. And I found like that's so profound what you said, because I would get up when my kids, I had 3 kids under the age of 4, and every day, okay, I was a single mom. My mom lived with me, so I had the help of her, of course, but I got up an hour and a half early to do my kind of routine to look after me. So I would shower. That's a big deal, having 3 kids under the age of 4. You and I both know that.
Yes, I know.
And I would do my hair, I'd do my makeup, I'd get dressed, nothing, whatever. It was just, again, I wasn't trying to impress anybody. It was for me. And I would show up to school and dropping the kids off, and people would make fun of me. Same thing going, well, how do you have time to put on, like, do you really have to do your hair and makeup and make us all look bad? And I'm thinking to myself, well, you've got your husband's shirt on that has breast milk stains still on it, your gray track pants that you probably, you know, outgrew 10 years ago. You got crust in your eyes, you know, you clearly didn't brush your teeth, your hair's all greasy, and that's fine. I said nothing about the way you looked. So please reserve your thoughts and feelings for somebody that cares, because it was about how I felt in the morning leaving, because I was stressed. I had like probably survived on 10 coffees a day and trying to run around and do everything we do as women and mothers. But was that how it was for you when you discovered that whole, you know what? I think I'm going to put some makeup on. I'm going to put some lipstick on. It was just about
no idea. People gave me the same response. Oh, well, she thinks that she's all that, and she thinks that no, I just love me, and I want my outside to look like my inside. So I'm sorry that you have a problem, but that's a you problem, and I cannot make that a me problem.
Yeah. And I think
Because
one of your shirts or our shirts have to say, that doesn't belong to me. And you
okay,
beautiful with the eyes, your eyes are like this big. Why wouldn't you want to accentuate that? Are you jealous? Oh, well, I'm going to put more eyeliner on, right? And
I heard the best acronym for haters. It's having anger towards everybody reaching success. That's what haters are.
ooh,
So when you have haters, just know that you are leveling up, honey. You are on the rise to something phenomenal. And that's why you have haters.
I love that. And you know what? There was that whole movement of haters are my motivators and all this other stuff. And it's hard. So we're never saying goodbye, like I said, but let me just ask you that. So do you get negative comments? Because
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think we all do, being on social, which is what it is. How does it feel for you?
It really doesn't make me feel any type of way, because I feel like where
Swipe, delete.
you're like boosting me up in the algorithm, and just the fact that you stopped, you took time, and you typed a comment for me, I must be something special, because you could have just swiped, but you stopped and you took time out of your day.
Yes, you're like, thank you.
So I'm living rent free in your head right now. That makes me a bad bitch. So thank you. Thank you.
It sure does, my love. And I love that outlook, because you know what? So many times you can sort of, they always say there's 19 paved highways to negativity and one dirt road uphill to positivity, right? And you're taking that dirt road and you're running with it, right? And you're kind of like, you know what? You go do you. And, Jesus, look at Justin Bieber. Okay. Just using him because everybody I think knows who he is, and all the negativity that he got. He's still a really good person. He's still uber successful. And it is about just disconnecting and not giving any energy to that. Are you able to do that? Because sometimes it's tough, but it sounds like you're in such a good headspace. Like you're like, doesn't even faze me. Thanks for the algorithm boost. Love that.
Sometimes when it's like in my face, it's kind of like, okay. And I have to tell myself, FTP, 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 FTP. So but like when it's online, like some of the things that they say are hurtful, but then I'm like, look at the source. Sometimes we have to look at the source of where stuff is coming from. And most of the time, the people that make comments look like this. So it's like
and they're hiding behind a computer or a phone, right? Not to say it to your face. And that is so profound that you were able to sort of think that way. Because one of my mom's biggest teachings, and I mean, she was a boomer, so it was like everything got swept under the rug, and I'd come home crying, and they're bullying me and blah blah blah. And she was just kind of like, shoulders back, chin up, remember who the hell you are, and remember it's not what they say, it's who says it. And I didn't really get that. And I'm like, yeah, but she's so popular and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? For somebody to take the time out to give you hate or to make a negative comment, the way that I deal with it is with empathy. And I think that must be somebody that's in a lot of pain. It took me a lot of years to get there because, like you said, and it's a trained thing, and it's something like we do have to also do consciously, because of course, if you're constantly, and especially from where we both came from, it's sort of like, if they're still able to stop, not swipe, leave a comment, they have taken precious time out of their whole entire life to acknowledge you, to try to bring you down, to make themselves feel better. We need to have empathy for those people.
if I can say, because I like how you mentioned the whole popularity thing. If I can say this to any teenage girl or anybody watching this, the popular girls are not all that they're cracked up to be. Do you realize how much it takes for them to remain popular? Like it's like they are constantly under a microscope, and they are constantly trying to make themselves better, not for themselves, for other people.
Mm,
For other people, when inside they are insecure about everything about them.
yes.
And it never shows because they have to put on this face and always be popular and always be, when we out here just being ourselves, which is something that popular girls wish that they could do.
So important. And that is such an important lesson for our youth to hear. And that's going to be one of the clips I'm going to put out because, they're struggling. I feel that, and I don't want to go into the negative of the pandemic, but I really feel that our children and our youth really suffered during
Yes.
those years. And aside from not being able to get out of, difficult home situations, and, sometimes school is their safe place. And then they come back into, let's just say, school, and they've got to be that much extra to hide all the pain. And I love the fact that you said that they're not all that. And so it is really important for the, let's say, not so popular girls or boys or whomever to remember what you just said, because you nailed it. You nailed it by saying you don't know what's going on and what it takes for them to stay there. Because if they're not there, their whole world falls apart, right?
Yes. Yes. They will just crumble because that's literally all that they have. And 9 times out of 10, the reason that they are bullying you is because you have something that they wish that they had. They wish that they can just be who they are, but they can't, because now they have this title and they have to live up to it. So they can't just be them at all.
Mm. And that's a tough. Yeah, and that's a tough place for young women to be. But I always say that it's unfortunate that we can't take the bullying and I'm better than you and I got a better score than you, or I'm in this rep sport and you're not, and just everybody to remember that we're all just human. And it's so super simple. Be kind, period. There's no be kind and then be kind. Right? Why do people struggle with that? Is it their own? I think you nailed it too by saying it's their own insecurities.
And it makes it hard because people will try to dim your light, because just like this light that I have right now, it shines on me, but you can also see things in the background. Our light reveals things in others that they don't want us to see.
Oh.
And sometimes our light reveals harsh truths. And so they don't like you because your light is just showing how negative they are. Your light is showing how they really don't love themselves. So they would rather you turn your light off so that they don't have to show that side of them.
Right. And they don't have to look in the mirror themselves to see what is looking back at them. You know what? I'm going to, at this point, ask you, can you just like move to Canada and just come and like we'll just do this every day for a living? Because you need your own talk show, girl. I'm telling you.
So many people, I am manifesting this because so many people have said I'm saying it. What's today?
October
17th, 2023. I am going to have my own talk show. I'm going to have something that features me.
Ooh, and I'm gonna offer you the first one by saying I want you to be a co-host on a regular basis with me. But you and I are gonna chat about that after.
I love it.
And I love it, but I love you. You are, again, love, light, hope, positivity, and so many things beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. I so appreciate you. Mwah. Hold on. Let's get up. Mwah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love meeting people with the same, positive energy that I have.